11 o'clock, it is time for Legal Lane. This is the program dedicated to the law, and our legal expert is in the studio. She is Vanessa Lane Jennings from the Jennings Law Firm right here in Ocala. Remember, the show is so that we can all learn from each other's questions about the law, and if you have a question for Vanessa, we would love for you to call. The number is 622-9622, and if you have a question that you really don't want to put on the air, we understand that, and so that's when we advise you to call Vanessa at her office at 804-0092. I'm sorry, 0092, and behind closed doors, just you and Vanessa talk about your circumstances, and she will figure out a way to help you with those circumstances. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am
good.
Where
are you? Wait a minute. Where's your
I ran
picture?
away.
There's your picture. There you go. I didn't push the button in time. You know, we're going to get more cameras in here.
What?
That's what I heard.
Is that the rumor on the street?
What? Yeah,
That's the rumor on the street.
Yes, the rumor. And so I'll be able to like push a button and get the left angle, the right angle.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
please no.
It's the funny thing about radio, isn't it? That we have pictures
I know.
nowadays.
I come in here not having to wear makeup, but then I do.
Modern radio.
Sad.
So how anything new in your world?
Every day, all day. I don't know.
What happens when
That's too
somebody
big of a
when
question.
somebody wins a lawsuit? What I mean, with there's a financial payout. Mm-hmm. Does the money go straight to the person?
No.
Where does it go?
It depends on a lot of things. Just because you win, and that was the only reason I chuckled is because that's a battle that I was facing in one of my cases this week. Is someone got the payout? You know, they went in. You know, it was a small claims court action, but it was a hefty one. It was $4,000, and they got $4,000 plus attorney's fees, and you know they walk away with a $8,000, you know, settlement figure. But now how do you collect that?
Yeah,
Goes into
not always easy, huh?
Correct.
Oh, we have
Collecting is always it's different.
And let me go to the phone now. We do have somebody waiting on hold. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Vanessa.
Yes, I have a question for the lawyer, please.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes. My stepson got involved in assault with a deadly weapon. He's in the American County Jail. Okay, we're looking around for an attorney. We found an attorney that's pro bono under attorneys on the internet. I just wondered if there are any questions that we should ask the attorney. He called early this morning after you sent an email to him and wanted to come today at 11:30. I'll hang up and listen to you on the air.
That's a really good question.
That is a good
Thank you for
question.
the call, and hopefully everything works out.
Absolutely. There's a lot of things that you need to ask your attorney, and I don't think a lot of people. Let me take that back. Most people don't ask me any questions unless it's about their case. I would normally start where, you know, where'd you go to school? How long have you been practicing law? How long have you been practicing criminal law? What are your results? What have been your results in the last year? How many people have you taken for plea? How many people have you taken to trial? How many people have you successfully had their cases dropped? You know, ask them extensively, like exactly what they've done and how they've done it, and record it, because that's all. You can't necessarily verify it, but if something else happens down the road,
Right.
other people can easily verify that information, because you can go and look it up and all that other stuff through the courts of the court. I would also Google the attorney. If you Google the attorney's name, whether they're pro bono or, you know, I would say anyone other than a public defender, because I don't know if there's anything out there on public defenders. There might be. I do not know. But if you Google any private attorney's name, you're going to find information about them that people write. I mean, it's all different websites. There's AVVO, there's lawyers.com, there's Google reviews, there's Facebook reviews.
So how accurate
Did I
would
get too
that
loud?
be?
I'm sorry.
It did. It got really loud. I was hearing my double echo in my headphones.
Sorry. I was trying to make it so that everybody could hear it. So, oh my gosh. So you literally will be interviewing your lawyer as if, I mean, you're hiring. So what is the motivation behind? I mean, pro bono sounds good, and it's a very noble thing to do something for free. But is there why does an attorney offer services for free? Why do they do that?
Well, there's certain, like I do low bono work. So I understand why people do pro bono. Pro bono, you're doing it for free, and people do it because they have enough of other cases to counterbalance, and they normally cherry pick their pro bono. They won't take every single case that walks in the door.
Okay.
They'll cherry pick it, and sometimes if it's going to be a publicity case, or if it's something like there's a heroin sting that is all over Facebook right now for Marion County.
Really?
Yes, there's I believe there's 39. I could be totally wrong, but I want to say there's like 39 defendants or something like that. There's a lot of defendants, and a lot of those are going to conflict each other out. So they're going to need different attorneys. So, but it could, potentially that could put the attorney in the news. If they go to trial, so they'll get publicity. Right. So they'll get paying cases that walk in the door. So that's one reason to do pro bono. The other one is you're just really altruistic, and then there's people who do low bono, which means based on the person's income, they'll do a different amount for the actual fee itself.
So if it was me, it would cost like $1 million because I have so much.
Right. And then, but see, like for not the Jennings law firm, but the Florida DUI and Ticket Center, which is the other law firm that I own, with my law partner, Miss Windsor, we do it hourly. Like all of our criminal stuff, we don't actually charge a flat rate. You only pay for the work that we do.
Okay, can we go back to the gentleman's question? Okay, you told him what to ask. Mm-hmm. What answers should he be listening for? In other words, if I ask those questions, I would hear the answers and go, I don't know what to do with that information.
Right. You're going to want somebody who practices primarily criminal law and has been at least practicing criminal law. I'm going to say for an ag assault, I would want someone 5 years. I would want somebody who's been either a prosecutor or a public defender. Because that means they just had a lot of cases. They more than likely went to trial an awful lot. Like there was 1 month I had 12 trials in Miami-Dade County. So, I mean, So you've done a lot of them. Yeah. In 3 years, it was normally about, I think I did 35.
So maybe they should call you.
They could. But they would have given my law partner, Miss Windsor, and she was a public defender. So she's done a lot. Because I have family cases right now.
Because, I mean, the interview of the lawyer, it would almost feel like, we're sometimes intimidated by your profession, people in your profession.
They are. I do not know why.
Well, because you're lawyers.
No, I understand that. Oh, we're a little caustic, but at times. But no, but they're a little timid when they come in.
How would you, what would your reaction be to me or anybody coming? Well, it wouldn't be me, obviously.
I'd be excited. It'd be like an interview. I'd be like, yes, somebody who did their homework. Let's do it.
Well, that's one reason I like the fact that you did the radio show. This is a way for listeners to do their homework on you.
Correct.
Because they hear you talk about the cases and everything. But I mean, I don't know if I'd be intimidated to ask you where you graduated, how long have you been practicing, and how do I even know what's a good answer?
Well, I meant so how long you've been practicing? I would say for this, just because we're in felony land, it's dealing with a felony, I would go with someone 5 years or more. I would go with someone who's been a state attorney or a prosecutor. It's not a requirement. I mean, if you get somebody who has 10, 15 years of experience and they're never once a prosecutor or a PD, that's perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. You're going to want somebody who's gone to trial in the last 2 years. Whether or not it was a criminal trial.
Absolutely, you need somebody like that. Yeah.
Well, right, because let's say they were practicing 10 years, but they haven't gone to trial in the last 2. Mm-hmm. And not necessarily. Did you go to trial in criminal cases? Did you go to trial in family cases? Were there jury trials, non-jury trials? Those are just questions that you would want to have answered, and you want them to have at least done some work, and you don't want everything to have been a plea in the last 3 or 4 years.
Now, should the dad, like this gentleman, be present when they meet with the attorney with his son that has the problem?
His son's incarcerated, unfortunately, for his son. So his son's in Marion County Jail and can't. I mean, the attorney can go meet with the son himself, but the dad can't. Because dad can't walk into the jail at that, because you actually go into the pod when you go visit the clients at the Marion County Jail and sit down with them. So he wouldn't be able to get into Marion County Jail to do that.
So you do that? Do you go into the jail and talk? Yeah? Mm-hmm. You get harassed by the other inmates?
No.
Hey, lady!
No, a lot of them know my name already.
Oh, they all know you?
So I get more like a hey Vanessa, but yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
Kind of nice.
Or Miss Vanessa. Some of them are very polite.
Miss Vanessa.
Yeah.
Miss Vanessa, I'm over here.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
All right, we'll take a little break.
Y'all are a mess.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Friday, sunshine mixing with clouds. Watch out for a thunderstorm this afternoon, high 86 to 90. Partly cloudy Friday night with a shower or thunderstorm in the area, low 68 to 72. For Saturday, times of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm popping up in the afternoon, high 86 to 90. On Sunday, times of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm around, especially through the morning hours, the high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9 a.m., Bern Paraiso will be our roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hill Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We'll discuss screening, techniques, and more. So tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m.
New windows will beautify your home and bring you immediate energy savings. Renewal by Anderson of Central Florida leads the way in outstanding quality and installation. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, buy 3 windows and the 4th window is 50% off. No money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyanderson.com. Renewalbyanderson.com. Offer ends September 30th. License CGC 1524135.
Looking to put your money to work? Florida Credit Union has a CD special, 25 months for 1.41% APY with a $10,000 minimum. Federally insured by the NCUA, a government agency. These rates effective through September 30th. Subject to change at any time. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or their website, flcu.org, or call 352-237-8222. Don't miss this 25-month CD special. Again, the APY is 1.41%. Act now.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs. And all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. Need a mailbox rental but need more information? Remember Personal Service Center, 789-6683. How does $10 a month sound with just a 3-month commitment? Remember Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Mention WOCA and the setup fee is waived. Personal Service Center will email or text notifications to you when your packages arrive. Even scan mail so you never actually have to pick it up. Now that's service. Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Located on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, Ocala. Look for the yellow signs.
Vanessa, you're too funny. See, this is the problem. You have serious subjects we have to talk about, and you're so fun. You go to the jail, and they say, "Hey, Vanessa, how
They
you
do
doing?"
not say that. That's not a true story.
They know better. You'd really get them then.
Vanessa is with, of course, the Jennings Law Firm, and I want you to tell me the other name too that you have.
The Florida DUI and Ticket Center.
Florida DUI and Ticket Center.
That's correct.
Okay, is that at the same address?
That is at the same address, yes.
2945 Northeast 3rd Street.
It's in a different suite, but it's the same address.
Okay, and so somebody would go to you if you had a DUI
Or a traffic ticket.
or any traffic ticket.
Oh.
Is that
Right.
right? Okay.
Or any other criminal matter, because it's a full-service criminal law firm.
Oh, so DUIs are considered criminal then?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Yes, they're criminal.
We have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Vanessa.
Yes, good morning, everybody. It's Vanessa.
Good morning.
Hey, can you negotiate a lawyer's fee, or is it kind of like set in stone at a third?
So what you're talking about at a third is you're talking about a contingency fee. And no matter, that's a contingency fee that says based on, you're not going to pay me 1 red cent until the end, and then you're going to pay me a third, 33.33%. And that's pre-filing of a lawsuit, because normally it's 40%. If you file a lawsuit, and if you think those type of cases are like your auto accident cases, your personal injury cases. So if let's say you got into a car accident and you wanted to go to a lawyer in town, you go into the lawyer and you say, okay, what is your fee? And if they say a third, you can say, would you be willing to take 20%? And then enter into a negotiation process. So at any point, there is no statute out there that says you have to pay a third. That's actually the max that the lawyer can ask without filing a lawsuit. And then there's actually a tier, and it gets complicated over $1 million. But
Wow.
there's a tier of how much an attorney can take. So they normally start at the max, and then you can whittle it down.
Is it fair to say that there's at least a fair chance of, like you say, whittling down a little bit?
If you have a good case and the lawyer wants your case. So let's just say you got into an auto accident and the person that you hit had an insurance policy that paid out $50,000, and the attorney saw that with the type of damage that you had to your person, that you would get a recovery that's somewhere between 30 and 50. Maybe for them that would be like, okay, at that point in time, 33 and a third of 50,000 is what, like 16, 17,000. So they might say, I'll bring it down to 30%, or I'll bring it down to 28%. And then that'll save you a couple $1,000.
Is a standard throughout our country. How was that ever established as a third?
Case law. There is just cases out there that says what's the most that an attorney should ever get out of a recovery with it. Because the way the case law looks at it is what the attorney does work for it, and because it's contingency, sometimes they're going to get money out of one case, and another time they won't get money out of a different case. So it kind of balances itself out. But how much do you need to be penalized for that, and how much money needs to be taken away from you? It's not really penalized, but how much do you have to pay for it? So
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, you know what? If you're having to pay that dollar amount, though, on the other side, right? How do you do that? I mean,
Well, it's the insurance company normally.
Oh, okay.
So the insurance company writes you a check.
And then what happens if it's not an insurance company like you had said in the very beginning? If you're awarded like $8,000, how do you collect that then? Or do you ever collect something like that?
You do. There's a lot of different ways. There's different companies out there who do collections. So you would get your judgment's good for a period of time. Mm-hmm. So you go and you file your judgment, and you can renew your judgment again once it expires. But you go, and for that, it'd be a collective, I think, of 20-year period. So you go and give it to an agency that's all they do is they go and collect money from people.
Nice.
Or alternatively, you hire a lawyer, and a lawyer will go and look into garnishing bank accounts, or there's sheriff sales. There's there's so many different ways to try to collect money, but the only thing that helps is if the person actually has assets. But that's normally something that you and your attorney will sit down and talk about, or you in turn should talk about before you file a lawsuit.
Can I ask you a question about
Sure.
the word retainer?
Sure.
When somebody says they have an attorney on retainer,
Correct.
what does that actually mean? Are you on anybody's retainer?
Yes.
Okay, so that means does that mean?
Yep.
Okay, I don't want to ask anything, so I'll just ask you to answer. What is that? What does that mean?
There's people all attorneys. Well, not all attorneys, because I'm sure some don't do what they're supposed to do. But attorneys have a trust account. And in Florida, it's called an IOTA account. And what the Florida bar, like any of the interest that's accrued, doesn't go to the attorney, doesn't go to anyone. It goes to the Florida bar, and they spend it on making our lives miserable. I have no idea what they spend it on. So it goes off to somewhere else. And if a person comes and says, "Look, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars, and if I need you, you can earn that money." So it goes into your retainer account. So it goes into my IOTA account.
Okay.
And then whenever they call up, if they have a question, or they have this or that, and I just bill them. And at the end of the month, if I've earned any money, I just take it out of that account. And then when it reaches zero, I call them and I let them know, hey, you're at zero.
So why is that better than just paying you? I mean, it's still their money.
Well, that way you know you're going to get your money. As the attorney, they don't have to worry about sending you a check, because, for instance, the few companies that I have that do that, they're small businesses, so they're going to call up out of the blue, and they're going to have an issue that's maybe 1 or 2 hours. So instead of writing me a check for that or factoring it in, they factor in for a year, this is the most that I want to pay in legal fees. So here's this amount of money. When I get close to zero, let me know.
So what is an average monthly retainer fee?
Well, they have it. It depends. Every
no
client's
average?
different. So every amount that we get, sometimes some clients I have 500. Some clients I have 5,000 because they call a lot.
Okay, so let's say am I on your retainer or you're on mine? How do I do this?
I am on retainer.
You're on my retainer. Okay. So I'm paying you $500 a month.
Well, they don't pay me monthly. They pay me a lump. They pay me that money, and then I eat away at it.
Oh, okay.
But if at any point in time, like they want to no longer disengage, they no longer want me to be their attorney, that money is whatever's left over is already set aside in a special account, and I can go and give it to them right then and there.
Oh,
So it's not in my normal operating account.
Okay,
I don't
and
earn it, and so I don't get it until I earn it.
So 500 times 12, I give you that amount, right?
Why are we giving me that much money? But okay, I'm all right by this. Yes.
Because I thought you said you don't do it on a monthly basis.
No. I bill on a monthly basis. I'm confusing everyone, I guess.
Okay.
I send out bills,
Okay.
like, the cable company.
So I send $500.
You give me $500.
And then-
One time.
It goes, no, every month.
No, just one time.
Well, how come?
Because you're not going to get in that much legal problems.
So that's not a retainer?
Yeah, that $500 is a retainer.
Okay. And then at the end of the month, what happens if I haven't called you?
Then that money stays in my trust account.
Okay, so
until
that-
the next month.
Okay.
And then if you call me the next month, and let's just say it's a 20-minute phone call, then, well, let's not say that. Let's say it's a half-hour phone call. That would have been $100. So
Okay.
I would take $100 out of the. You would get friends and family discounts. So for you, it'd be $50. But the average
Is
person
there a
would be $100.
1-900 number I can call?
That's
I think
basically
those
it.
are less expensive.
Those are by the minute too. I charge by 6 minutes.
There's a 1-900 lawyer, something like that. Do you know? Rob and I started a petition to do away with 1-900 numbers that were aimed at children years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, 20 years ago.
For cell phones.
They used to be. It used to be a 1-900. Hey kids, call Bozo. 1-900 Bozo.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went up to Gainesville. We got signatures to have the 1-900 people's stop doing children's.
I wish you had done it sooner. I got in so much
You did
trouble.
one? You did one?
I got in so much trouble because of that.
What'd you call?
It was my grandma's house, and she let me have a little too much free reign.
Yeah.
And I was probably like 5 or 6. I don't know.
She loves you.
And then I don't know who I called. I don't remember who it was, but it was some Sesame Street
You
or
did?
something. Yeah.
How much money did you bring up?
Oh, I can't tell you, but it was enough for her to get the fly swatter out.
The fly swatter. Oh, that's kind of cute.
That wasn't good.
Should I tell my 1-900 story?
Yeah.
All right. So I called this 1-900 number one time. It was a sex line, right? So the lady says,
Dear Dan,
the lady says,
please get your retainer ready.
the lady says, so tell me what turns you on. And I said, well, what turns me on? And I had a friend listening in on the other line. I said, what turns me on is when I hear a lady singing the theme song to Gilligan's Island. And she goes, what? And I said, no, I know you think it's a prank, but it really gets me going. So she says, well, how does it go? I said, sit right back and you hear a tale. She goes, oh, I know that song. So then she goes, a tale of a faithful trip. And I said, no, it's not faithful, it's fateful. You got to say it right. It's a fateful trip. It started on the
Robin, was this how he met you, eh?
That's right. That was the one I learned.
That's funny. And she did. She sang for me.
Good job, Robin.
And I flung my head back and made moaning noises.
Dear children, the Jennings Law Firm does not approve this message.
Oh my goodness.
Anybody would be lucky to have you as their attorney, Vanessa, because you're so real, but you're so businesslike, and you really get the job done. You're amazing.
Dan's happy you're on his retainer, or whatever you call
Right.
it. Whatever you call it. Vanessa.
Dan,
Lynch.
you need to up that, please. Thank you. Hugs and kisses. You're a lawyer.
Thank you, Vanessa. That was fun. Call
Y'all have a
Vanessa.
great week.
Call Vanessa 804-0092. Go to her location, 2945 Northeast 3rd Street. Thank you, Vanessa. This is WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Million Wu. Donald Trump pushing back against harsh criticism from USA Today, whose editorial board called him unfit for the presidency. Trump urging supporters to cancel